Good afternoon, Jonabelle.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Can you tell us about yourself?
I'm Jonabelle Dagami. I'm 33 years old. I'm married and I have six kids.
I have a few questions for you to answer, Jonabelle, so let's start.
Okay,
Okay,
ma'am.
why do you want to work as a maid?
I work as a maid because of my future of my baby, of my children.
Okay, why you choose Malaysia?
I choose Malaysia because I know Malaysia's good employer and have good people.
How are you qualified for this job?
I I I have qualified for this job because I know I have experience in like Jeddah, Qatar, and I know how to work in the house.
Okay, may I know what was your educational level is?
High school level man, high school graduate.
Okay, what was your latest working experience?
Latest experience in Qatar. I have
Okay,
latest experience in Qatar.
working as a
Domestic helper.
Okay, aside from Qatar, which country did you work before?
Jeddah.
Okay,
Like
KSA,
mm,
Jeddah.
yes ma'am.
Do you have experience of taking care of babies?
Yes ma'am.
Whose babies did you take care before?
Grandchildren of my employer and my baby.
Your own kids. Okay. How about
Yes
assisting
ma'am.
elderly? Do you have experience?
No ma'am.
Are you willing to learn new skills?
Yes ma'am.
Do you have any other special skills?
No, ma'am.
Are you willing to work with a family where the mother-in-law or any relative stay together?
Yes, ma'am.
Currently, are you still working now?
No, ma'am.
Do you know how to cook?
Yes, ma'am.
What sort of food can you cook?
Filipino food, Arabic food.
Okay. Are you aware that you will have to do washing, cleaning, ironing, and cooking?
Yes, ma'am.
From all the house chores that I have mentioned to you, which do you like most?
Washing and ironing
If
and
ever,
cleaning.
okay, if ever you will be selected to work here in Malaysia, who will take care of your children?
My mother.
You are not allowed to use handphone during working hours.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you are only allowed to use handphone after you finish all the works and when going to bed.
Yes, ma'am.
You are strictly needed to surrender the handphone to your employer in the morning and your employer will return back to you once you're going to bed.
Yes, ma'am.
If ever your employer finds out that you're abusing of using your handphone and it's affected your working performance, your employer will confiscate your handphone.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you agreed to the rules and regulation for the handphone?
Yes, ma'am.
How many years is the contract as you agreed and understands?
2 years.
Can you describe for us your attitude?
My attitude is honest, kind, patient, caring, loving, and hardworking.
Okay. How can you assure to us that you will work hard in Malaysia, Jonabelle?
I'm hardworking to my work. I know how to cook, how to clean, and how to take care baby, and how to ironing, how to wash the clothes, and I do everything to my job.
Okay. Can you promise not to use the house telephone without the permission of your employer?
I can promise that I can use my phone to use my phone during work hours.
Can you promise not to use the telephone without the permission of your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you promise not to put on makeup but to dress properly while work?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you promise not to invite friends and relatives without the consent of your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you promise not to ask for advance salary from your employer under any circumstances?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you really understand of the rules and regulation of the agency?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you pay any placement fee for you to come to Malaysia to work as a maid?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any history of sickness, breast cancer, or any other illness?
No, ma'am.
Do you suffer from any skin diseases, allergies, or physical defect?
No, ma'am.
Do you smoke?
No, ma'am.
Have you undergone any operation before?
No, ma'am.
Are you medically fit or are you fit to work?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you in any medication right now?
Uh, no, ma'am.
Are you allergic with any food?
No, ma'am.
Are you prepared to work for the employer of different races?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you prepared to eat the type of food taken or given by your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you afraid alone in the house?
No, ma'am.
Are you afraid of dogs or other pets?
Yes, ma'am.
You are afraid of dogs and pets?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you promise to work according to instruction from your employer?
Yes, I can promise.
Do you have any family members working in Malaysia?
No, ma'am.
We have finished our question section. Jonabelle, let's proceed for case study. I have
Okay,
a
ma'am.
case study for you and I want you to respond truthfully.
Yes, ma'am.
Upon arrival in Malaysia, within 6 months only, if in case one of your family members passed away, Jonabelle, what will you do?
To continue my contract in 2 years to finish.
One of your family members passed away, what help would you give to them?
At to continue my contract and send money to Philippines.
If in case right now your employer is watching you, what do you want to tell them? Why they need to hire you?
Good morning, ma'am and sir. I'm Jonabelle Dagami. I'm 33 years old. I'm married. I have 6 kids. If you choose me, I can do everything to be good applicant to your family, and I can do everything. I can do everything to my work. I can can I can I take to your kids. I take to your baby and to your family. I'm be honest for to all your family, and I can do my best.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jonabelle. We will update to your agency if there is any selection made by the employer.
Thank you, ma'am.